So as you all know, we do a lot of air guns on this channel, and the one thing I've found I've not spoken about is air gun cases. So I thought I'd go through what I'm using. This is kind of my favourite. I've had a few different types of cases. There's some positives, there's some negatives, but I believe the negatives I can work around, but this is what I'm happy with using. You can see there's a bit of dirt on it. This is, actively being used. It's not like I've just bought the thing. I've had it for probably about a year now, maybe 2 years, and it's definitely held up. As a first sight, you can see it's pretty rugged. You can see the Flambeau Outdoors, if that's how you pronounce it. I may be pronouncing it wrong and you're going to laugh. We've got some holes for putting a padlock on, which is extremely handy. So when you're transporting it, you can say it's locked. Certain laws say, the gun has to be locked and in a boot, etc., etc. We're not going to go into too much of that, but you kind of get the idea. So that's a nice security added, even though I know the gun is, I know the plate, it's not like the case is metal, it's plastic, so it's not going to be hard to break into. But as cases go, this is really my favourite case. We've got feet stands at the bottom, so you can just leave the case upwards in storage or in transportation. So that's also very handy. Obviously, you always store it in a safe place. This is just looking after the gun and helping me transport the gun around, where it's a bit more of a rugged design. You can batter it around. It's pretty rugged plastic. And also the foam inside, like you're going to see, really hugs the gun and holds it in place, because the last thing I want is a gun rattling around and it potentially taking the sight out. And when I mean taking the sights out, it losing its zero, because the scope's been rattling around so much on the gun. So we've just got 4 clips. 2, 3, 4. Now, I did say I've found some cons that I've found as cons for me. The first one, where the gun sits, you can see there's a bit of an insert. Now, this isn't waterproof. As you can see, I get a bit of dust on this gun sometimes, which I'm not very happy about. Usually it's stored in a very dry and clean place, so it's rare that this ever happens. Just lately I've stored it somewhere else and it's caught some of this up. So I think what the plan is, I don't know if it's intentional, but these little slits inside, I'm going to get some rubber. I'm going to put some rubber in here or some sort of sealant, and then hopefully that should seal it, as this is not come watertight. So I want to make that very clear, this is not watertight. Obviously there's probably cases that are, this one is not. As you can tell, that's why it's so easy to clamp and close. The other thing I'd be making aware of is the actual width of, or the thickness should I say, of the case. So on my day state, the scope I'm running is a Hawk scope. Now, they have a yard or a rangefinder on the side, or a yard adjustable. I don't know the proper name for it, but I can adjust the yards, how far I am away from shooting. Now this sticks out quite a lot, and as you can see right here, it does push down on the foam, and I have found that it's split it. Although the foam is 2 years old, it has split some of the foam because of the thickness of this scope. So any extended attachments that are sticking outwards, I know some people on the actual bolt action part, you can buy different types of bolt action accessories. You can buy some that stick out quite fancy. I've seen them on some websites. You can get like a really big thing, like pulls out, and it gives you quite a bit of leverage, so it makes it easier to cock. Now, although that is all fun and games, it may be a problem with this case. It may be a problem. I've found it split the foam and it squash it, but I've never seen any damage done, and I've not had any problem with the sights. And to be fair, it's probably holding the gun in place. But as you can see, this is lovely foam inside that sticks up, so it really does hug the gun. Plastic hinge with metal pins going through. And I'd say that's all I can really talk about on this case. I just thought I'd show you what case I'm using, showing you, we'll have a little conversation about gun cases. I've got slings. Obviously, slings are nice to hold your guns in, but they are not meant for permanent storage. They are more of you're out on your shooting site, you can chuck it over your shoulder, you're not carrying the thing around, because I don't think I could just carry this around. As light as this gun is, because it is an electronic gun, I don't think I could just carry this gun around all day without a sling, just by hand. I think I'd be aching, I'd be shooting, I'd be blowing, shaking. Your muscles would be shaking from holding it so much. So this is more of a long-term storage case. But I'm a fan. I've been using this for about a year or two. I've got two. I've got a couple of air guns, so I've got two of these cases. Again, they seem to work well. If you keep them in a dry and clean place, you'll never have any issues. Obviously, lately I've changed that, hence why some of the dust has come in. But looking at these slits, I'm probably just going to get some rubber or some sealant and just fill it with sealant, and then hopefully that's going to create a bit of a seal for us, and that should stop the dust from getting in, and it might, well, it won't watertight it, but it should hold it in place. But, you know, maybe in the future we'll look at a different case. But for now, this is what works for me. This is brilliant. It's really simple to use, easy to carry around, comfortable handle. It's a nice big handle, and simply all I'm going to do is take my air gun, as this is an oversized case, place it in the middle, try and make sure everything is sat into the foam, and then we're just going to close it. So this is an American case, I'll just put that out there, made in the USA. Now obviously they know quite a bit about guns, so hopefully, hence why this case has been so reliant and good for me. That's kind of really the video, nothing too exciting. I just thought I'd have a conversation about the case that I use on my Pride and Joy go-to gun. I hope this video has been interesting. It's kind of give you an insight on what I'm using, and maybe you want to purchase one yourself. I'm a big fan. I definitely recommend this as a very good gun case. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.